WIBTA if I reported my daughter's teacher for not pronouncing her name correctly? My daughter's English teacher refuses to pronounce her name correctly. She has a Japanese name and we live in Japan. Her name is Kanae, pronounced Kanae. Recently, Kanae told me that her English teacher, an expat from America, at school calls her Kanae. She told me that she told the teacher, my name Kanae. It's 3 claps, syllables, quote. But the English teacher told Kanae that she was incorrect, and that grammatically speaking that she, her teacher, was correct. During my daughter's sports day I confronted the teacher. I explained that my daughter would like to be called Kanae. But she laughed and said she was pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be, but will try her best to remember today. My daughter told me the teacher still calls her Kanae. My daughter is very shy and it took a lot for her to correct her teacher the first time. I'm considering going to the school in the morning. But is that an overreaction? For some clarity, I am not Japanese. My wife is, so our kids are mixed race. Our kids are fluent in English and Japanese. Man very dark skin tone, man very dark skin tone. Backhand index pointing right, medium skin tone, not like Kanye West, but +9 like Bill Nye. Backhand index pointing left, medium light skin tone. Oh wow. I wrote this late at night and went to sleep. I didn't expect it to get this much attention. Thank you for all of the responses. I can't reply to them all. But this morning we couldn't go. Son had an earache, but we are going there after school ends. We asked our daughter if she wanted us to tell. She said that she didn't care. We don't want the teacher fired. We just want our daughter respected in her classroom. NTA. That's really disrespectful. A normal teacher would probably be very embarrassed if they found out they were mispronouncing a student's name. NTA. My Nana was an English teacher in South Korea for years, and this is a whiter than white Irish woman from NY who always, no matter how long it took for her to get it, made sure she learned how to say her students' names properly. I found note cards with the pronunciation written out for each of her students after she passed. She kept them for decades after moving back to the States. Do what y'all gotta do, cause that teacher is disrespectful as hell. You'd think someone who is living in Japan to teach there would know that Japanese names are pronounced in the Japanese way. Hell, the majority of time it's even easier to pronounce than the so-called American way. The OU, kya, q, kyo, etc. Vowel sounds might be a bit tricky, but it's not a major thing to flub up. And what's this BS about grammatically speaking? Since when did grammar have anything to do with name pronunciation? Did she mean phonetically? Even then it's butchered. ETA forgot to vote. NTA go report her. NTA. Especially considering this is in Japan. Of course, like someone else mentioned, perhaps this teacher is going to take advantage of a Japanese-style power trip. But if so, I'd go above the teacher. The teacher cannot act this way about Japanese names in Japan. What's this teacher going to do next? Tell the headmaster that their name is pronounced XYZ way America too? I dare them. Americans. My mom's a nurse in Minneapolis. Worked in labor and delivery. So got to hear baby names all the time. Couple named son Giacomo. Calls their son Giacomo. Mom tried to gently suggest in Italian they say Giacomo. They wouldn't have it. Mom hopes this kid doesn't ever go to New York and get bullied. NTA. Kids should have their name pronounced correctly. As you have already directly spoken with a teacher and they continue to mispronounce your kid's name, the only way to go now is over their head. Her whole defense over how the name should be pronounced is complete BS. Pretty sure a kid and their parents know how the name is supposed to be spoken. NTA. The teacher is being an ass and making a kid uncomfortable for their own fragile ego. Maybe don't word it as reporting, but definitely contact someone more senior. Communicate your concerns and ask them to talk to the English teacher for you since she didn't listen to you or the kid when she was corrected. Her thing about it being correct is completely insane. The only correct way to pronounce a name is the way the individual pronounces their own name. NTA. That teacher sounds xenophobic. Report her ass. I would tell my kid not to respond until it's pronounced properly. I didn't know you were talking to me. You didn't say my name. Lol. NTA. You can go overhead. But in the meantime, pronounce the teacher's name wrong. Instead of Smith, call her Smith. At least you'll prove a point. NTA. I would definitely go bring it to the school's attention. You have both corrected the teacher and yet the teacher refuses to say her name properly. That is not a good teacher. NTA. The teacher has been told plenty of times and it is absolutely not a teacher's place to explain whether someone's name is correct or not. I'd love to suggest to your daughter to be extra petty and start pronouncing her teacher's name slightly incorrectly. Not the mature answer you're looking for, I bet. Ask the teacher if she can pronounce Tchaikovsky. If the answer is yes, then she has absolutely no excuse not to learn 3 simple syllables for your daughter. NTA. Sounds similar to a story my dad's family keeps telling me. My uncle's name is Casper and in high school an English teacher kept arguing he was spelling his name wrong, that it was supposed to be slept with a C not a K, and was failing every assignment he handed in with his name spelt with a K not a C. It got to the point my grandma sent my dad and grandpa to the school with my uncle's birth certificate to have a discussion that if this teacher kept insisting my uncle was spelling his name wrong, she had to come down to the school herself. My grandma apparently already made a reputation if she came to the school for any reason someone was getting an earful. Oh honey, NTA. I had to go through crap similar to this as a kid. My mom plopped a capital letter in the middle of my first name, and teachers would argue I was spelling it wrong every damn year. And every year my mother would pull out my birth certificate, go to my classroom, and ask the teacher how my name was spelled on the legal document stating my name. Eventually teachers stopped trying to get me in trouble for writing my legal name on things. I am a teacher. I have kids with all kinds of names that are very difficult to pronounce, and I try my hardest to get their names right. At the beginning of every year, I tell my students that if I ever say their name wrong, to please correct me because I never want to degrade them like that. If the child decides they want a nickname, or to be called by their middle name instead, or anything else, I respect that. I've had a kid transition, and I respected their pronouns and new name choice. There is power in someone using your name. Mispronouncing someone's name when you've been told how to say it correctly is a power move designed to establish who is in control. I'm so proud of your daughter for speaking up, and I'm so ashamed that a teacher would do this. I have a relative who is Hispanic and lives in South Texas. One of her daughter's teachers just arbitrarily changed a kid's name to a similar English name. Think Juana to Joanne. She was adamant that, "This is America. We speak English here and use American names." The really cringe part is that, despite this woman clearly attempting to shame my relative's Hispanic background, the girl's name isn't even Hispanic. It's Irish. NTA. I really don't believe the teacher is making an honest mistake, so it's definitely worth bringing this up with the school. If when corrected the teacher apologized and seemed sincere but then continued to make the mistake, I could kinda understand. However, it sounds like she's deliberately mispronouncing your daughter's name and therefore is a complete asshole. NTA. You went directly to the teacher. You gave the teacher a chance and they ignored you and decided that they know your child's name better than you, her parent. time to go up the ladder and mention it to someone above them. Sounds to me like teacher needs some racial sensitivity training and some help getting their head out of their ass. NTA. As a former English teacher in Japan, I can confirm you did nothing wrong. That teacher is being a jerk. When I taught, I always had my kids teach me how to say their names the first day. Same with teaching them mine. Several consonant combos in mine go above the teacher's head. NTA. This is about respect. Teachers should always treat their students with respect.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.